were to ask you right now, what have you learned from the last 10 YouTube shorts that you've watched? Do you think you can come up with an answer? I think a lot of you will struggle to come up with even one answer. And if you're watching this video and you're already heading to the comment section, I think you need to watch this video all the way through. And if you really want to show me that you want to change this about you, then I want you to put your undivided attention to this video right now. That's right, no reading comments, no putting me in the background, just giving me your full attention, and I promise it'll be worth it. Because don't worry, I was the same. Every time I would do literally everything in my life, I would have my phone with me, and whether I'm doing the laundry or cooking a meal or literally taking a shit, I'm always on my phone, and it's gone so bad that I can't literally move around my house without my phone. So how did I fix my attention span? First, you'll need to realize that our compulsive behavior to check social media means that something is wrong. Something's wrong in our life to the point where we are so used to having social media or distractions as an out from reality. Because let's face it, reality is boring. Work is boring. Life sucks, dude. Like, I just want to be on my vacation that's 6 months long, twice a year, bro. And in order to make life more bearable, we always fill ourselves with constant information and stimulation from our phones. It's almost as if doing normal everyday things isn't stimulating enough, and so we always have something to do in the background. Something to fill us up with dopamine while we go on our day. So, in order to fix this problem that we have, first we have to identify why we're compulsively checking social media in the first place. Since our distractions are our escape from reality, ask yourself, what are we escaping from? Are you escaping from work? Are you escaping from the boringness of our lives? Genuinely ask yourself that question, because you're not going to be able to fix your attention span with a few life hacks. The real way to fix this is for you to figure out internally why you're so distracted. You're figuring out where the root problem is coming from. And once you have an answer, it's time to move to the first step. And the first step is to literally find meaning in everything, or find meaning in the things that you do. Now, I know this sounds way too philosophical, but let me ask you something. Do you even remember what you watched an hour ago, or yesterday, or perhaps a few days ago? What have you learned? Have you learned anything valuable? The thing is, we've grown so accustomed to consuming so much content that we end up not even consuming the content at all. And it's this consumption that robs us the joy of being in the present. Because when was the last time you did something without playing a video in the background? When was the last time you watched a movie without scrolling your phone? When was the last time you actually dedicated your entire focus to something? Which leads me to tip number 1, or exercise number 1, and it is to simply do one task at a time. Find meaning and do things with a purpose, one at a time. So if you're studying, set your entire mind to it. Don't develop the habit of looking at your social media or browsing random things online. Set your mind to your task at hand. Time blocking is a method that you can incorporate to help you achieve this. Now, personally, for time blocking, for me to sort of organize my time with school and YouTube and everything, it can get really complicated, so that's why I use the application Akiflow, which is today's sponsor. I use Akiflow to not only schedule my time, but to also handle my tasks as well. Essentially, it's a great all-in-one to-do calendar app where you could have countless of integrations. So for example, I'm someone who uses Notion and Google Calendar, and to just have it all in one app is just really convenient for me. So this is the first thing I see whenever I open Akiflow. This is the main Google Calendar area, and this is where the tasks are all organized neatly with these little projects and tags as well. So typically whenever I schedule my day, I try to drag the tasks that are available. So for example, this video right here is supposed to be uploaded on Friday. As you can see, there's a Friday deadline here, so I'm just gonna drag it all the way here as well. So I just know that, okay, I have to upload this on this time over here on Friday. And for this one can be scheduled later, so I will just not mind this. And then I can move on to today, which is the tasks moved on for today. And this video right here is what you've watched last week, so I'm just gonna move it over here, and hopefully I can upload it by this day on Tuesday. It's It's quite a late upload, but I have a friend who came over for the past week, so I had to accommodate him. So now I'm just catching up on work. And for example, review financials, I can just do that during dinner. So I'll just put that over here. And then for buy mom's meds, I already bought her the medications, so I'm just gonna click that. And I'm also gonna, and for fixed schedule for school, I've already fixed my schedule, so I'm just gonna click this. And there we go, I'm pretty much set for the day and for tomorrow. What's cool about AkiFlow is they've added this feature where you could organize your tasks depending on the week or month. So for example, if I click here, we will notice it will show you the different tasks per day. And if we go to the week, it will show you the different tasks you can assign for the week. So for example, let's say instead of dedicating this for the whole day, I'm gonna instead plan this for the week. So I'm just gonna remove the deadline here real quick, and then I'll go to the inbox and I'll just click plan and I'll click this week. So if we go to the upcoming, you'll notice that this week there is a task over here, which is pretty cool. This is pretty much how I organize everything in AkiFlow. And once I'm done with the day, when it's at night, I usually go to daily planning and I go to daily shutdown, which allows me to sort of visualize what I finished as well as what I can do for the next day. And I can even rate my emotions as well. So, I feel pretty good today. So I'll click that, but I'm still in the middle of the day, so I'll do that later. I've been using this app for almost a year now, and they're really consistent with the updates and the to-do lists and the Eisenhower matrix and goals, and just dragging them onto the calendar is just really nice touches. I really like the new features such as planning for your week and month, your goals, and you can even rate your days as well, and to have daily planning and shutdowns. So if you guys want to check out AkiFlow, go to the link down in the description below. By clicking the link, you'll also be supporting me as well, and I genuinely like the app. If you guys want to check it out, the link is in the description. And back to the video. The next tip we have is to have a distraction notebook. Yes, a physical notebook. No, not your phone, not your iPad, a physical notebook with literal paper. Yes, I know. It's been a while since you heard of that. A literal notebook. Kai notebook. Now, the last thing I want is more reasons for you to open your phone. So we're keeping it analog with the notebook. This will be your distraction notebook. And for me personally, I use my journal as my distraction notebook simultaneously. And basically every time you're distracted, get your notebook and write down the distraction that's distracting you every time. Now yes, it will take some discipline to do this. You can't just simply stop everything and write down everything on a notebook. But trust me, building this habit and writing down what distracts you will help you be more aware of what you're being distracted by. And by writing it down, you'll have a literal physical manifestation to see what your main distractions are in life. Now, personally for me, it's mostly me opening my phone to check my messages, or usually it's just me opening YouTube for me to just watch whatever and put in the background. I think this stems from the fact that I can literally open YouTube really quickly on the computer, or my phone is really easy to use so that every time I open I can just click on a notification and I can instantly see my messages. But yeah, every time I do that, I just try to stop what I'm doing and I just write it down in my notebook. That way I can feel ashamed of what I'm doing. I'm just kidding, please don't shame yourself. Now, speaking of consuming content, the next tip I have for you is that when you're going to be consuming content, make sure to consume it properly. I want you to think, why bother watching a video if you're not going to even pay attention to it? I want you to think that whenever you try and open a content just for you to watch. If you're going to watch a video, consume it with purpose. Instead of skipping around just making it noise for you, watch the whole thing. If you're watching something for leisure, focus your energy on relaxing and watching the video. Spend your free time with purpose. Instead of having 3 screens in front of you, try to enjoy the leisure time you're spending. For example, every time I eat food while watching a video, instead of mindlessly watching random crap that I would never remember, try to watch a valuable video instead. And finally, a cool rule that I've made for myself, and maybe you can apply this to yourself too, but a really cool tip I have for you is to do the 1 shorts rule. Essentially, when you open your phone and when you start seeing yourself doom scroll, after 1 reel, tell yourself to leave your phone, no matter what. And after closing it up, remind yourself that you will gain nothing if you start doom scrolling. I would often tell myself, what am I doing, whenever I catch myself opening YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels or TikTok. Although judging by recent news, I don't think I'll be opening TikTok anytime soon. This is sort of my way to stray away from consuming short content, because at the end of the day, I realize that I don't really learn anything from short content that I watch. And even if I do learn a short fact about something, I just know in the end that I'll just forget it. So as much as possible, once I notice that I'm scrolling, I just stop. The thing is, as much as I rave that it's important to consume your content more wisely, just because you're cutting down on your consumption doesn't mean that you'll go anywhere in life. Just because you will stop YouTube doesn't mean that your life will get any better. Just because you cut out Instagram or TikTok or Netflix or HBO doesn't mean that your life will instantly turn its head around. I know a lot of people who are successful and happy in their life, and they pretty much consume the same amount of content as we do. And that's because they know how to balance things rather than eliminating things all in all. We productivity enthusiasts are the type of people who would go to the extreme, when really the real successful people find balance in everything. For example, I know that I don't consume a lot of short content, but sometimes I do have that mood where I just want to scroll funny shorts for 15 minutes straight. I like scrolling content because I genuinely find the content on my feed funny, and if that's a genuine break for me from my work, then so be it, I'll be doing that. If you think you have a small attention span, then try to think about the root of the problem rather than just doing a forceful solution. Maybe you are already born with a short attention span, and that's perfectly fine. There are a lot of successful people out there who cannot even sit still. The point I'm trying to make is that even if you cut all of these things out in your life, doesn't mean that your life will immediately turn itself around. You'll have to look deep within yourself to see the root cause, and from there, that's when you start figuring things out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you reached this part of the video without skipping or without exiting, then I want you to comment down below, and so I'll really see the people who tried watching without being distracted. And if you're one of those people, then congratulations and good job. Anyway, I'll see you guys in another video. Don't forget to drink your water. Bye!